What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Game Time. It's your boy Tyler here with Jake.
What's up?
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
Oh, doing good. Ready to talk about DragonBall Super Manga.
Oh yeah, we just got cut up. We just recently got through episode 54 of the manga. Things are getting pretty crazy, Jake.
Dude, I can't wait till this goes into the gets dubbed and released as the anime. Oh my god.
Even just subbed.
Dude, for real.
I just want to see the animation.
Yeah, just something, you know. But I'm ready.
Before we get into it, major spoilers. If you are not reading the manga and you want to keep it kind of a secret for the anime,
go hide in a bunker.
Yeah, because things are getting wild. I think the talks are going to start happening on some Dragon Ball channels because it's getting too wild not to talk about right now.
So, basically today we're going to talk about Vegeta and Goku and where we think they're going to end up by the end of this manga, in this arc. But, so what are you thinking about that?
Well,
Tyler.
Specifically, who do you want to talk about first? Goku or Vegeta?
Well, let's talk about your boy, obviously. Vegeta.
Lil Green. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Not your supplier.
So, Vegeta. Again, spoiler, last chance. Planet Yardrat right now.
Yes.
Training to control his ki.
Ooh.
That's going to be a huge character development for him because it's something that he's never really done before. It's even in the fights with Mara leading up to this. It's brute strength, Kakarot. It's brute strength.
Yes.
You know, we don't need these techniques. It's brute strength.
He even hints at the fact that he might give up God Ki in order to go back to brute strength. You know, he's all about, he doesn't want magic, he doesn't want tricks in these fights, he wants brute strength. But then he realizes in order to save the people he loves, it can't be brute strength. Which
is a huge character development from when we first got introduced to him. Even through a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Even now.
Yeah. I mean, he's willing to give up what he used to hold on to dearest to save his family. Right. He's willing to change his whole mindset.
Right.
Which even Goku is, really.
Yeah. Well, Goku has always been open for change, but he's a character that, you know, even now, after all these years, he seems to be able to change easier. He seems to be able to get to the next level easier until it comes to something like Ultra Instinct. Mm-hmm. So he has to go to training with Miras, which we'll get to, but for Vegeta, where do you think he's going to end up at the end of this arc?
Where do I think or where do I hope?
First let's talk about where do you think, and then what do you hope?
Where I think he's going to end up is another supporting character, because I don't think that Toriyama will ever put him in the lead, because he doesn't like Vegeta.
Now let me remind you something, and I think a lot of people are gonna, you know, agree with you, and a lot of people are gonna agree with me. But let me just remind you of a character that we all thought was taking a back seat. Boo. Boo was somebody in the Tournament of Power and even in Dragon Ball Super has just been sleeping the whole time. Anything that happens, he sleeps. Now, he is one of the most utilized, most efficient characters to be used against Moro, and he shows that in every episode that he's in.
I 100% agree with you.
All right.
But Toriyama has never came out and said that he disliked Boo, has he?
Well, I mean, no. But with his writing, I know what you're going to say. He has admitted disliking Vegeta, but this is Toratoa. Or yeah, it's a new writer. Yeah. It's a new drawer and stuff.
Which I really hope that Vegeta takes more of a front row seat. Not knocking on Goku at all, but it's always been Goku.
It's nothing but Goku.
And
so that's that one time Gohan actually defeated the enemy proper.
Yeah. But I can see Vegeta making huge leaps and bounds, but I don't see him being the end result. Mm-hmm. It's either going to be Goku, like always, or it's going to be somebody that we're not expecting, I would think.
Right. So what do you think his abilities are going to be? Do you think he's going to be able to learn all of these abilities in 100 within these next 2 months? I mean, the guy in Yardrat basically told him, "Hey, Goku did this for about 150 days."
Yeah. I don't think, because right now he's having some trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's getting frustrated. He's
Yes.
like, I think he's going to come around to it. If I had to guess, maybe instant transmission. I think
Right.
that's a safe bet that he's
Yeah.
going to be able to learn just because Kakarot can do it, so he wants to be able to do it too.
Right.
He might gain some key control,
Right.
but I don't think it's going to be he has everything mastered.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
think he'll get to that extent.
He's not like Goku or even the people on Earth, Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin. They both sides of the coin there have the hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta doesn't have that.
Exactly.
He has straight up we're all time basically right now, and if it took 150 days for Goku to master something, somebody who's been able to master things on sight in some cases, it's really worrying that he could do that in 2 months, you know.
They're also a lot more powerful now than when Goku went to Yardrat.
Yes.
They have a lot more training, and they have
Right.
God Ki within them, so it
Yes.
might help him train faster.
It could, but the way that guy was talking, it seems that his power does not matter in the sense that if he doesn't have control over it entirely, he won't be able to master any of the chi powers, basically. Now, for Goku, where do you think he's going to end up? Beating everybody at the end of their life,
Yeah,
pretty much?
that's what I think.
Now, how do you think... So, obviously, he's trying to master Ultra Instinct, and that's what he's doing. We don't really know what Vegeta's doing entirely, because he said... We have ideas, and I'll get to my ideas, but... So, what do you think... Where do you think Goku fits in all this, and how do you think Ultra Instinct can actually take on... All it does is basically... From what we've shown, what the show has shown is basically gives you a giant power-up, which, okay, that's great if it does that, but at the end of the day, Super Saiyan Blue was able to defeat Moro. It's just they ran out of time, they ran out of energy. So do you think, what is Ultra Instinct going to do to Moro at the end of the day?
What a scenario that I could see happening, and it could be out of the realm of possibility for things I haven't even thought of yet. But if Vegeta is learning his ki control, if he can masterfully control his ki, and Goku can master his Ultra Instinct, if they can fuse to go against Moro and use Goku's Ultra Instinct with Vegeta's ki control, that's a pretty fucking powerful...
That's actually a really good idea. Now, I know, obviously, I would never have come up with that, and there's a few problems with that just because they both have said in the Broly movie they don't want to fuse. But in the case of the Broly movie, Broly literally was breaking dimensions by the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Moro is about to destroy the universe. I'm sure that that's the same level of threat
it's like,
that Moro presented.
We need to fuse.
Right. I don't think that it's a should we or I don't want to kind of situation. It's a if it comes down to it, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So,
and I can see Vegeta coming away from Yardrat with much more composure.
Right.
With a lot more, not like cheerful Goku.
Yes.
But more soft-spoken, like master kind of mindset.
Kind of almost like a toned out Vegeta. Like, and that's exactly what we said, and that might be what Vegeta's there for. So. Let me go into what my theories are. So, obviously, Vegeta and Goku's training with Whis was basically them trying to learn and master Ultra Instinct. It's what they said is the best way of fighting. It's one of the most impactful ways you can defeat somebody, you can fight somebody. Even Goku, who wasn't at Jiren's level at the time, got this form and got a giant power boost, I will say that, but he was able to go toe-to-toe with the strongest, one of the people that everybody was thinking that he was stronger than the gods, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Ultra Instinct. Now, with that said, I don't necessarily believe Ultra Instinct on its own can win. Now, what I think is it might not happen this arc, but when he masters Ultra Instinct, not only will he be able to dodge and deflect attacks and such, he might also be able to control his ki a lot better, just like Vegeta. Um, do I really think that's a possibility? Not really, in the sense that they're trying to do something different for Vegeta, obviously. So that might not be something in their realm of even talking about. It might just be he wants that power up to beat Moro, or he wants to be able to fight Moro even without any energy at all.
Yeah.
Which we kind of hinted at in the most previous episode, episode 54, where he says, "I don't want to eat. I'll go without eating, just like you," basically.
Yeah.
Which is what?
Yeah.
First off, like you said, that's like Goku's main attribute as a character.
Yeah, that's
is
something
eating.
That's always been consistent.
Yeah, but so there's a few thoughts to that even for me. This could hint at the fact that Goku isn't trying to fight Moro on a planet. He might be trying to get past his limitations as a human being, eating, breathing, sleeping, stuff like that. He might want to go past that and actually fight Moro out in space, which he cannot do now because he needs air, he needs oxygen, he can't sustain the limits of space are too much for him. So this might be hinting at the fact that he goes beyond the Saiyan anatomy and really surpasses his limits as far as that goes, and that's why he wants to master Ultra Instinct. What I told you is basically maybe he transverts his energy into like oxygen or food source or something like that, instead of just having to eat massive meals, having to breathe. So that was one of the main things in the fight between Moro and Buu. The Supreme Kai, the Grand Supreme Kai, took him out of the atmosphere and away from the planet far enough to where Moro couldn't use the planet's powers.
Yeah.
So he wasn't powerless, but he just had a massive cut from his power source. So that might be something that they look at. As for my thoughts for Vegeta, like you said, I don't think it's going to be teleportation yet. I don't think it's going to be like extreme ki control. I think it's going to be just that, just ki control. Something that we've been hinting at the whole time that the Moro arc has been going on is Vegeta can't sense Miras's ki. They can't sense when Moro takes their ki either.
Yeah.
So if he gets just sensory alone, so he can sense when this is happening, he might be able to stop it. And if he gets full ki control, he might even be able to do the opposite.
Yeah.
And take ki, or he could overwhelm Moro with in his blue state, he was almost able to beat Moro. So if he stops the ki control, if he uses ki control and stops the ki absorption, it's pretty much game over for Moro.
Because that's Moro's biggest thing.
Right.
Is that's the only thing stopping him from being defeated right now. And kind of going on with Moro's defeation, we've seen more action from the Z Fighters than we have in a while with Buu, Piccolo, and even Gohan.
Right.
Do you think that they play a key factor in the later side of the arc, or do you think it's just kind of more filler for right now?
Well, I think this episode will wrap up with this. We'll talk about that later on in the future.
Okay.
Because I got a few ideas, but I really want to go through and review some of our thoughts on this before we get to this topic. So this has been Game Time with your boy Jake.
Yeah, and your boy Tyler. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unruly Culture CO. That's UNRULYCULTURECO. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see next. Let us know why we're wrong on these predictions. Let us know what you think about right. Come in here after there's been 5 more episodes released and listen to how fucking off we were on our predictions. And we will see you on the next Game Time. Yeet.